Hey Pinheads, do you ever wonder what would happen if horror villains faced off? Well, so do we. So what we've done is we've taken 22 of the most badass horror villains and put them at random on a bracket. We will have these villains face off one battle at a time until we reach the ultimate number one villain who would win it all. If you haven't done this yet, please subscribe. If you like what you're seeing, please like. Also, please comment. We always enjoy seeing what you have to say. Thank you very much. Do that shit. Hey, welcome back, Pinheads, and we are on the third battle now of our horror villain bracket. So if you've been watching so far, we've had Jason Voorhees taken down by Samara Morgan from the ring, and we just also watched Freddy Krueger take down Chucky. They have moved on, and we will discuss that later, but that's where we're at this point. This one here is a very interesting one to me. It's Pennywise versus Jaws. And yes, these were put at random, and I do understand that some of these battles are a bit strange. But like I said, we are talking about the fun of fantasy. What if they were versing each other or in a battle versus each other? And including their popularity as far as their movies go.
If you're like me, you're probably wondering, how do these guys know who actually win these battles? Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of insight to that. I had a bunch of horror fans fill out surveys based on such attributes like likability, kill, style, creativity, danger level, uniqueness, how iconic they are, their backstory, appearance, and their movie or franchise likability. Besides these scores, I've also taken the scores from the IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, as well as other websites that rate movies, and taken all the scores from their films or franchises, along with the survey numbers, and did all the math stuff, which was a lot of math stuff. Then I came up with a score. That score is what these villains have going up against each other.
So this one is interesting. We got Pennywise and Jaws. So to start off, we've got Pennywise the dancing clown, and his power comes from fear, and he has the ability to manipulate himself into just about anything and use your fears against you. He also can come off as very charming, to kind of lure his victims in. But he's overall kind of a manipulative trickster of sorts. And then we've got Jaws, who is a man-eating shark, of course. And Jaws, of course, has immense strength, high speed, and a powerful bite. Now, this one here, of course, is interesting because Jaws, being a shark, must be in the water. So let's go ahead and kind of talk about how we think that any sort of battle here would play out. If one of you wants to take the lead on that.
I think Jaws would just eat
Pennywise is in his. He was in his kayak or his submarine. There's no way that they would ever meet up. But I guess if we've got to put them
in this
together.
fantasy bracket, these are at random, and we're going to say we're making a movie where Pennywise and Jaws fight. How does this happen, Steve?
So it happens by Pennywise manipulating Jaws' mind into thinking he's an albacore tuna, and still a big fish, but not a shark. Pennywise makes a tuna fish on rye sandwich with barbecue chips, and then we're off. So I don't know what to say about it. There's really no way to be able to BS my way through it. So I'm just going to say Pennywise, but I don't know. I don't know how to make this one work.
You don't know how.
I don't know how this works. I really don't.
Okay.
I think Jaws is going to eat Pennywise.
Okay. That's great. I love this. We've got two very differing opinions here. And I think both of them are fairly valid. I, however, am going to go on the well, first of all, it's just not even a battle if Jaws is on land. Jaws is a shark. So, in my opinion, this has to happen in the water somehow. Now, the other issue with this whole thing to me is that we get Pennywise out on the water. Now, Pennywise is not incapable of things by any means, but he's not, in my opinion, the strongest when he can't manipulate you. And I feel like he wouldn't really be able to manipulate Jaws because Jaws isn't going to be afraid of him. And a lot of Pennywise's power comes from fear. So in that way, I feel like it's going to basically be a no contest in the favor of Jaws as far as a physical battle goes. I'm with Liza on this one.
Okay.
I won't argue because I've got no leg to stand on. other than that, you know, he can, in essence, teleport. I mean, you know, Pennywise can, and change shapes, and you know, so I don't know. Maybe he could become whatever he wanted to be too. Maybe he could turn into a blue whale or a
That's true.
killer whale. You know, so
Yeah, but
he could maybe.
here's the but my question is this, and I don't know if they actually said this in the It movie. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Steve. But
No,
my question is this:
okay.
I don't know if they explain this in the movies, but can Pennywise transform? Can he actually transform, or is that how you see him because of your fear?
I question that too, if it was a matter of perception or reality. And I don't think that it's ever really been brought up.
That'd be a good thing for the viewers. Now, if you have information on that, I'd be interested to hear that because honestly, I'm really not sure.
Right.
It's just all in their mind.
I thought so. I thought like it's kind of what you're afraid of, but it's not really there. So I'm kind of like, could he become something to kill Jaws? I'm not really sure. That's an
I
answer
mean,
I don't have at this point in time.
if he went out with a pair of like rubber boots on and a big yellow like Gorton's fisherman type of outfit, maybe that would be a Jaws into thinking he was going to get fished. And I don't know. I don't know how this one works again. BS in here.
Well, does it change your mind at all if you think about the popularity of the movies?
Not really, because I think Jaws is a more iconic franchise, but not by a ton. But I always enjoyed, especially from the standpoint of it being Stephen King and my main ties and everything.
Yeah.
So I think Pennywise kind of holds a little bit more of a spot in my heart than Jaws does. But as the first Jaws movie better, I think, than the Pennywise movies, but collectively, I think, especially with the reboot and everything, Pennywise and It, I'm going to go with that one.
Okay, let's put the little Pennywise next to Steve right now. Liza, does it change your opinion based on the popularity of the franchise?
No.
Okay, Liza is on Team Jaws. And
Mhm.
I'm joining Liza on Team Jaws. And this one was very hard for me as far as just straight up likability to me because you guys know I love clowns. You guys know I love Jaws. This one was hard for me. This one was really hard. But I had to follow my heart, and my heart is probably with Jaws. Just childhood favorite. Probably trumps clowns. In this case, it does. So I'm going to go with Jaws. And if you guys are ready, I'll go ahead and tally those votes.
Please wait while we calculate the results.
Fight! Apocalypse! Killing frenzy! I demand a sacrifice. Finish him! Game over.
And the winner is...
Jaws.
Oh yes, 3 out of 3.
Well, you picked, yeah, you did pick Freddy Krueger, so you are 3 out of 3. That's right. Steve is now 2 down, and I am 2-1. So I'll go ahead and keep track of that because that sounds pretty interesting. So Jaws actually, quite frankly, only won by a hair on this one, by the way, Steve. So just so you're aware.
Hey, Pinheads, if you're listening to this, you've been watching our 22 bracket horror villain face-off. I would encourage you to continue to watch, because we've got a lot more coming. We will find out who the ultimate horror villain is. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please like if you like what you're seeing. And please comment. We would love to know who you think would win in these battles. Also, Make sure that you keep an eye out in the future, because we will be doing more of these brackets, and I would love to get your opinion. We will be putting surveys out there, and you can be a part of this, and your score can matter as well. Thank you for watching. See you soon.